Because of inflation, the IRS has increased its new limits on the 401k contribution and your IRA contribution. They're now $22,500 for 401k and $6,500 for your IRA. Now, first off, as you watch this video, all I ask of you is to do one thing: subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of videos. We do 2 or 3 a day. We have over 1,900 videos in our library, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I know what I'm talking about. So, what to do with the 401k? Now, I always hear it. The great thing about a 401k is most companies will do some sort of match. So what that means is, let's say your company says, hey, we're going to match you 100% up to 5%. So if you make $100,000 a year, your 5% number is $5,000. They'll match you dollar for dollar on that up to 5%. So it's like saving $10,000. And I know what I love hearing. People say, well, yeah, I stopped there. Why'd you stop there? Well, that's when my match stopped. Okay, so guys, here's why the 401k and IRAs are very important. They're untouchable by creditors. These are assets that you can put your $22,500 in there every single year. And if for some reason some tragedy hits you and you have to declare bankruptcy, they cannot touch this money. It is safe for you for the rest of the time. So before you open any separate brokerage, max out your 401k and IRA. My personal opinion is I just like the 401k. I don't know why. I think it just max out one account. Just keep it all in one area, but make sure you can buy low-cost ETFs in those 401ks. Now, there are 2 different kinds of IRAs. There's the traditional IRA and the Roth IRA. The traditional is tax-free going in, but you pay taxes when the money comes out, okay? So it's a tax deduction going in, you pay taxes when it comes out. The Roth IRA it is tax-free coming out, but going in, it's after-tax dollars. So at $22,500, that's a big number. Now, the question becomes to yourself, like, well, how much do you have to save? Don't worry about your company match, but look at your company match as an immediate return on your money. If you put $22,500 in there and they still match only $5,000, why is that bad? They're giving you a huge number here. Let's put it in math. So we have a thing on our software called the retirement calculator. So let's go to our software, retirement calculator. What this does is it's a great tool for understanding, do you have enough money, not just to retire, but to live the rest of your life? Most retirement calculators out there just say, hey, you're going to have X dollars at retirement. Well, guys, that's not enough. You're going to live 25, 30, 35 years with the way science is going and the way age is going, that you're going to have to live a long time with your retired dollars. And that's what I can't stand about so many retirement calculators. This one will tell you, hey, do you have enough to live and go the rest of your life with it? So let me show you this retirement calculator. Here on our website, we have the tools, retirement calculator. So let's use a hypothetical person. Let's say you're 30 years old, you haven't saved $1, and you're making $100,000 a year. If this doesn't apply to you, whether it's too much or too little, I get it. $100,000 a year is a lot of money. But I just want to show this example. So first thing, your age is 30. Your retirement age, you want to retire at 65. Your current savings, let's say, is 0. Now, you're going to save annually. Let's say you do 15% of your money without any match from your company. So just 15%, $15,000, and you're going to increase that by 4% a year. Because as time goes on, not only will your income go up because of inflation, but you should get promotions. You should be able to get more money as time goes on. Annualized return. Now, let's say you buy a low-cost ETF, and over long periods of time, the S&P has returned about 9.9% with dividends. So I'm going to sit there and assume, let's go 9.5%. And during retirement, you're going to be a little bit more conservative, so that return's going to go down a little bit. So let's say you go down to 5.5%. Let's say you expect to live to 100 and inflation is going to be 3.5%. Now your current annual income is $100,000 before taxes. And the final question, what percent of your income do you want to have in retirement? Now what it's going to do is it's going to assume today's number. Let's say you want today's income. It's going to say, great, today's income is $100,000, but we're going to increase it by 3.5% per year for 35 years to retirement and assume that number. This does all the math for you. So I'm going to say 100% of your income you want to have. Generate. Do you have enough for retirement? No. You need to save $5,931 more per year. Well, guys, remember, your company is going to match you 5% of your income, 100% potentially. There's $5,000 of your $5,931. But let's go look at the math here. And here's why it's important to look at to retirement, to death. You have $6 million here. The average financial planner who is really, really stupid is going to look at you and say, you've got 6 million. You're great. You're good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, but because of inflation, that's going to dwindle and dwindle and dwindle. And you run out of money at the age of 88. 23 years later, you are broke. It goes in the negative. That's not enough money. Now, when the company matches you and you put a little bit more in there, $21,000 versus zero versus 15, the company's matching you 5,000, you're putting extra 1,000 in, you have enough for retirement. And look at this, guys. You basically get to age 100 with $185,000 in your account. Because look, you're spending because of inflation that $100,000 a year today. At the age of 100, it's $1.1 million. And that's the big important thing. And that's why our retirement calculator is so much better than everybody else's, because it factors in your cost of living going forward. Now, there's a lot of theories out there about how much retirement actually costs. Some say it's more because of healthcare costs. Others say it's less because you do less activities. You've already had a paid off house. You probably have paid off cars. You don't care about those things as much. There's a lot of theories. The point is, be conservative. Assume lower returns, higher expenses, which means you got to save more and more money. So if you're able to save that $22,500, not including, but that $22,500 is your portion. So if you're able to save that $22,500 and your company matches you $5,000, look at how much money you have at retirement. You have now $11 million at retirement. And when you die, you have $17 million. You keep going up because you're not outspending that money. And that's the key to retirement. That's the key to these tax-deferred accounts. They don't want you relying on Social Security because it is going broke. And for those of you who are under the age of 40 or so, you probably are not going to have Social Security. Probably even if you're under the age of 50, you probably won't have it. There are going to be major changes coming to Social Security because Social Security has averaged 1.8% per year in return. Just to show you how bad that is, let's change your $27,500 to 1.8% a year in returns and see how much you would have had if you invested the way Social Security does. Instead, at 65, instead of $11 million, you have $2.7 million. And you'd be broke by the age of 73, 8 years later. Guys, this is the purpose of watching this channel. Subscribe to the channel. I break things down in a very applicable way that makes sense to you and how it affects you. I talk about valuation. I talk about real estate. I talk all these things, but this is so important because it just drives me nuts when people don't understand that they have to live a long life after they retire. Might have to work a little bit longer. I know that sucks. Another option is get a couple investments going on the side. Pieces of real estate. That's why you should listen to this channel. We talk about real estate. Get a side hustle going. These are the things we talk about to make your life easier down the road. And I feel like I'm pretty entertaining. So if you like this, please subscribe. Watch 4 or 5 more of our videos if you have the time at some point, because I guarantee you will walk away, have a better understanding of money, because the more you learn, the less you fear. Thank you for your time. As the market falls, one of the most common questions I get is, what stocks should I be buying as the market falls? Great question. We're going to get into it right now by looking at our process for how we buy stocks.